Hi, everyone. This is Dorit Sasson, and I'm here interviewing Rob Waterlander, who is the focus of my conversation today. And I am really excited to have him because he's written a book, or he has also a book out called The Law of Fear, The Journey of Rob Waterlander. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And I'm really excited because he has a section of this book, or a big part of this book, talks about fear and what we as people can do when we're stuck in certain emotions. And that is one of the questions I have to ask you today, Rob. First of all, it's an immense pleasure to have this one-on-one conversation with you, talk to you about what it is, what fear is, and basically more about the law as you wrote about it in this book. So I want to ask you, my first real question is, when it comes to fear, we all know how paralyzing of an emotion it can be, right? And in your talks, you mention about how to ignore what and who is ruling their lives is when it pertains to fear. And can you tell me a little bit about what we need to do when we're in that moment where when we're being controlled? What can we do to get the clarity so that we aren't paralyzed by fear?
Well, thank you for your efforts to ask me the questions about fear. Well, there's obviously a long answer and a short answer. And the short answer is, first and foremost, what we do with, usually when we fear, it's about the things we do not want. And as soon as in life in general, as soon as we focus, as we make ourselves susceptible for positive influences, so think of nice things, our emotional feeling changes immediately. Looking at law of fear, it's all about fearing the good stuff. That might sound weird, strange, or even off forever, or in the beginning when you first hear of it. But as soon as you start fearing falling into a canyon, which that kind of fears we are very used to, you feel different than when you say or think, I fear feeling great. That's a very broad word. Or if you really have something you fancy in life, something that matters to you, I would say fear that. So if you fear the job you really wanted to have in your life, that definitely feels different from fearing stuff you try to avoid.
It's an interesting take, because usually when we think of fear, we're thinking of things that we're really scared of. And here you're positioning fear as something that is a positive, like I'm fearing something that I want. And usually we think of the worst case scenario or the worst outcome, or I won't get that job, or I won't get that, in raise or bonus, or my salary won't be high enough. And so when you're stuck in those moments, and I guess this will wrap up this part of the Q&A, is what clarity, like what do we need to actually do to help move us from that moment when we really are stuck in that I want this, or I want to fear it, as you say, fear something good, and then it just doesn't happen for us.
Well, whatever we fear, whatever we think, usually it's not happening that very same second. So that would be funny though. We think so many things, and it's good that there's kind of a lap in time in between. But to get out of that habit, that feeling we don't like, the most simple answer is, try to find something that really matters to you. And again, if you don't know anything, I would say fear a magical breakthrough in your life towards what you desire. I have a few things I really want, and it doesn't matter for me when it happens. Like today, in a year, 5 years, because it really matters to me. It's not about a new car. Nothing wrong with a new car, though. But that keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have they stop because they have the desire, and regardless whether you use fear or something else, like in law of attraction, if it doesn't come in a month, they think, oh, it doesn't work for me. So it's usually when you're close to when something has happened, you stop giving that attention. But in general, if you fear something you really want, I guarantee you it will happen in some sort of way. Maybe not exactly 100%, but definitely there will be things coming up.
And I hope that is something that we can also, discuss when you have a talk about this, right? And this is something that you can share your kind of, I don't know if you would want to call it steps, but actually guide people to understand how to think about fear in that way.
Well, yes, it's when I'm sharing the knowledge about a law of fear, I want people to make aware that what we do, what we have been taught in life, is to fear. And it's usually about stuff our parents were afraid of that would happen to us, for instance, or a teacher. So it became a habit. So when people start becoming aware of that habit, that's one of the steps that's helping them to change their lives.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, Rob. This was really a good taste of what's to come in the rest of what we're going to be talking about. And so I'm going to look forward to learning more about how fear and the law of fear works. Thanks.
Thank you.